Certainly been an interesting few days in politics. Let's just summarise and let's just take the worry out of it. First of all, as we know, the Reform Party conference has been a rip-roaring success. It's been huge. Even Fraser Nelson, you know Fraser Nelson with the Scottish accent, he's a journalist from the Times and he's not very pro-reform, but even he had something to say about it. Here's Fraser Nelson at the, I think he's on the BBC.
Fraser, you were at the conference. How does it compare to other party conferences? For normal people who might be watching who've never been to a party conference, how does it compare?
Well, I was contrasting it with last year's Reform Conference. That was a fringe event, really, a few curious journalists there, not many other people. This is a fully fledged party, thousands of members. And it reminded me of the SNP transformation 10 years ago, where all of a sudden you had a new generation of people flooding in, and Nicola Sturgeon quadrupled membership, just like Nigel Farage has now done. And when you go to the Labour Party conference, it's a bit like kind of Davos on Mersey, right? People are wandering around in suits and lanyards because they're paid to be there. You don't see many activists.
Lobbyists and consultants.
Exactly. People in the business of politics. And the same with Tories, a kind of good-humoured wake, pretty much, for Tory conference. But this Reform conference was full of optimism, full of people who've been inspired by Nigel Farage and his message to join. And they believed they had a mission. They were full of expectation, but they were about to have a breakthrough as well. So this felt to me like a really serious party which is absolutely able to win. Of course the policies weren't there. You wouldn't expect them to be so far from an election. But the other thing is when Farage went to speak, it was 1 o'clock, so I toured the fringes to see, as everybody left the other discussions to go and see the real leader, is it a one-man band? But no, there were hundreds of people who decided not to listen to Nigel Farage, but instead listened to Professor James Orr talking about the demos versus the cosmos, listened to David Starkey. This is a genuine movement with its own academics, its own theory, its own theories of culture, of economics. It's got more vitality to it, I think, than any political party.
That's Fraser Nelson. That blew me away, actually. I thought that was worth listening to. And he's absolutely right, isn't he? I mean, it's not going to do Reform any favours, but everything he said there, you could just go along with. Asim Malhotra gave a fantastic speech. It's on YouTube, on John Campbell's channel. Listen to it. He rips Big Pharma a new one. So obviously, his involvement with Reform, he's apparently been helping David Bull, Dr. David Bull, the chairman of the party, look at drafting policies up for the future of a government. Now that's a good thing, because I personally believe that David Bull got it wrong during lockdown, and I'm sure he's had his mind changed. And this will happen on a number of issues, which is why he's getting advice from experts like Colin Sutton with Law and Order, the policeman. This is the way to go for a future political party that's going to be a government, which is all good news. The second thing, of course, we've had a new Home Secretary with, can't remember her name, it's a foreign name, can't remember it. But you'll remember her because she's always at Palestinian demonstrations with flag out. I don't think she's ever waved a union flag, and she's now the Home Secretary. A lot of people seem to be concerned that Keir Starmer's put her there to teach us a lot of lesson. No, he's not even thinking about us. He doesn't think about people on the right at all. He rides roughshod over us every day of the week. The reason that she's there is to try and dilute the exodus of support that's going to Jeremy Corbyn. That will be why she's been brought forward, I would guess. You know, I'm not particularly bothered. It's like shuffling chairs on the Titanic to me. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares what Kemi Badenoch says. You should see a thread on Twitter and Facebook. She's getting eaten alive. Then we've got Nadine Dorries, who's defected. Wow, that'll make a big difference. At least she knows where all the bodies are buried. She was a bit of a whistleblower, so that'll be good. It's a bit of a bittersweet thing, isn't it, with Nadine? She helped draft the online safety bill, so she claims, more likely to be a civil servant. Say, what do you think of this, madam? And she goes, oh yes, that's all right, I haven't read it properly, just sign off on it. But she'll be getting the hard word from Zia now, explaining all its pitfalls and why it should never have been brought out. So every time somebody comes across, you've got to remember, wherever they're coming from, they're not coming from a power position anymore, they're coming from a weak position. Reform all the cards, so it's like leaving your job, isn't it? if you leave your old job and go to your new job, you don't come into that job dictating how they've got to run because you've left that job. You've got to be told how you're going to work now because you're in this new environment. That's all that's going to happen with Nadine. Don't you worry about her. She'll soon have her wings clipped if she starts flying off at the handle or something unsuitable. I seriously doubt that there's any room at all for any connection with Boris Johnson. I'm sure they'll be ultimately polite with him, but the chances of Boris Johnson working with Nigel are as slim as a slim thing. It's not even it's a no-brainer from Angela Raider because Nigel has said in a number of interviews he holds him responsible for increasing immigration and bringing net zero into law because other countries don't have it into law. We did that and he brought it to top of the bill. It was in page 54 or 58 of the manifesto, which would have meant aesthetically that for that to be taken notice of, it would have been a second term of office. He didn't even make a full term of office. I mean, we've had more prime ministers than football managers with Tories. They're dead in the water. The good thing about Nadine, she's telling members of the Tory party to leave the Tory party and join Reform. So that'll do for me. And she's coming in a humble position. She can't come and dictate. Nobody can. Because they're coming from nothing now. And I've said before, the thing I'd like to see, if you are a genuine small C Conservative, dump the badge now and cross the floor. That'll give Labour something to think about, wouldn't it? All of a sudden, 100 people come and join him, and that gives you 104 MPs. I doubt it will happen because they haven't got the gonads to do something like that. A lot of them talk to him and agree with what he says, you know. They're all up and down yakety yak in Parliament. But they don't leave because it's still country before party. And while generic, no matter how good he sounds, while he wears that badge, he's putting country before party. So it's been a very interesting few days. I'm not going to keep you too long because it's Sunday. I've got a slab of beef in the oven, some big fat Yorkshire puddings. I can't wait to have it. I dream about my food sometimes. Oh, can't wait to have that. And what we've got to do is live every day as best we can. Don't let your life diminish because of these bloody clowns, because they've been at it for years. I mean, I was thinking back to when I was younger. I didn't take any notice of politics, and I probably should have done. We probably all should do. Can you see my dog coming in? Elsie, it's like right professional, isn't it, this? I've got a wash on as well. So, new things happening all the time. Lots more interest, membership going up in Reform, and I think what's happening is really positive. Don't worry about Keir Starmer and anything he does. It's all irrelevant. Just look at it as like British politics is going to be a right bloody shambles, and one day, not very long in the future, we're going to sort it out. And everything he does, we can undo. It's that simple. The bits of paper, you can rip them up. So don't let it spoil your Sunday, especially don't let it spoil your dinner. And keep on the bright side, because you'll get through it better. You can't sit miserable every day waiting for something else to happen to you. And don't forget to compartmentalise. Look at the stuff that's not going to affect you. And park it. Put it to one side. That's the best way to get through this. Because if you feel better about yourself, you'll fight better, you'll put more effort in, you'll talk to more people, and you'll understand we're all feeling it. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It does help me reach. And when I'm doing well with what do they call YouTube, they send me little things like tutorial things, because I'm a bit wooden on the tech side. Not very good at doing that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying.